In today's video, I'm going to be comparing the Sawgrass SG500 and the Brother SP1 sublimation printer. I had my Sawgrass printer for 5 years, and at the time when I got it, it was the only sublimation printer on the market. But now we have an Epson and a Brother sublimation printer, and I recently bought the Brother, so I kind of want to compare the two. We're going to compare, see what the differences between them are, what the similarities are, and what the pros and cons of both of those are. So let's start with dimensions. Size wise, the Sawgrass is a bit bigger. So the Sawgrass dimensions are 15.75 by 17.25 by 8.5. The Brother printer dimensions are 17.1 by 13.5 by 6.2. The Brother printer is not as tall as my Sawgrass, I feel like. I kind of like that it's more compact than my Sawgrass. So what size paper can they both print? They can both do 8.5 by 14. The Brother does not advertise on their website that they can do 8.5 by 14. It only says 8.5 by 11. But if you watched my unboxing video, you know that the paper tray can actually extend just like the Sawgrass one to fit 8.5 by 14. You can also feed it through the back as well, which some people have. I feel like a lot of people didn't figure out that you can extend paper tray to make it 8.5 by 14. I hear people saying that you can only feed it through the back, which is not true. The Sawgrass though does have a slot in the back for a bypass tray that you can buy that will allow you to do like rows of sublimation that are 8.5 wide, but you can make the designs longer, which is really nice. I just never bought it, so that's something to keep in mind. Now let's talk about ink, and this is a big factor. The Sawgrass printer, the price point of it is about $549, around there. The Brother printer is $399 at Michael's and Walmart. If you get it from the Brother website, it's $429. So the Brother printer is more affordable than the Sawgrass printer. So that's one thing to consider. But then the ink. So when you buy your Sawgrass printer, there will be specific ink for that printer. So there's some that come with the SubliJet ink, which is what mine had, and then there's other that have Chrome Blast, and then there's some that came with like Caesar Easy Subli inks, which mine did not. And so depending which ink your printer came with, that's the ink you gotta always put in it. So mine came with the SubliJet one, and so it is $77 per cartridge. $77. Every time I bought ink, it was $310, around there, plus taxes, whatever. Some of the other inks that might come with the SG500 are like $54, but still, that's a lot. You're buying 4 inks, and it depends how often you're subbing. I only bought ink once a year. Now, if you're like a small business or something, you're gonna be buying ink a lot, and that's a lot of money to invest. But I never had a problem with my Sawgrass in terms of ink quality or anything like that. But it did suck to have to pay that much money for ink every single time I had to buy ink. The ink you get for the Sawgrass only comes with 31 milliliters. The ink you get for the Brother comes with 47 milliliters, and it is only $30 per cartridge, which is so much cheaper than the Sawgrass. So if you're on a budget, the Brother might be a better way to go. With my Sawgrass, I used any brand of sublimation paper. I haven't tested that on this one yet, but I've heard that people use A-Sub and other brands, so I think it should be fine. The Sawgrass and the Brother both have very easy setups. It's not very hard to just get going. Like, it's super easy to set them up and do your first print. Now, let's talk about softwares. The Sawgrass has its print utility, which, if I'm being honest, I hated. I preferred when they had the print manager. That was super easy. The print utility, I did not enjoy it, and I avoided getting it for as long as I could. And this print utility, you are able to, just like the print manager, able to select what kind of substrate you're subbing on. If you're doing photos or like just a graphic, you get to select the quality of the print, you know, basic things, how many copies you're printing and stuff like that, which is really nice. Now, if you have a Sawgrass, you might know this, but with the new print utility system that they came out with, your Sawgrass printer will know if you have ink that is not authentic Sawgrass ink, and it will not. And every time you print using ink that is not Sawgrass ink, you will get lines all over your prints. This was never, I'm gonna get emotional saying this. This pissed me off so bad. This was never an issue with the print manager. I don't think it's fair that you can buy this expensive printer and they get to dictate what kind of ink you put in there. I kept the authentic Sawgrass ink until my warranty was already voided. After that, I used Hippo sublimation ink, and it was fine. Like, I used it for 6 months before I had to switch to print utility because I got a new computer and I couldn't download the old print manager, and it gave me such a hard time. And then I used the print utility for like 2-3 days, and then all of a sudden it started doing this. And when I googled it, so many people had the same issue, and they found a workaround, but it was like years ago. So I think Sawgrass figured out those workarounds and they weren't working for me. Like, people were printing out of Affinity, printing out of Print Preview, Image Preview, and it was fine without lines. It wasn't letting me print at all to my Sawgrass through those programs. And I just don't think that's okay. So I got rid of my Sawgrass printer because that's not okay. You cannot. We're gonna change topics here. We're gonna move on because I was really frustrated with that, and it just left a bitter taste in my mouth with Sawgrass. Anywho, Brother does not have a software like that. They do have an app, but this app is for all Brother products, like embroidery and stuff like that. So it's not like designated just to print from your sublimation printer. And I don't like that when you insert an image into here, or your design, your file, whatever, it doesn't make it, or at least the times I've tried, it doesn't make it the size of the paper, like the size is actually supposed to be, and then you have to size it up or down. But it does print nicely once you do print. The colors are good. But with the Brother, because it doesn't have like a designated software for it, I am able to print out of like Affinity and Print Preview and things like that, which is kind of nice because I wasn't able to do that with the Sawgrass. But it is nice to kind of have the app to be able to print from my phone or my iPad or whatever, but I can't use the app on my MacBook. They both have pretty good print quality. My Sawgrass had really good print quality. I gotta play with the Brother a little bit more, but it has good print quality, and that's why I went with the Brother when I was looking to replace the Sawgrass, because I heard the Brother had better print quality than the Epson. With my Sawgrass, it only clogged twice on me, and it was because it was really, really cold in my basement. We had a lot of below zero temps during the winter, and that was the first time in 5 years that had ever happened. They both can connect through Wi-Fi to your computer, which is nice. You don't have to have a cable. The Sawgrass does come with the USB cable. This one does not. You gotta buy your own. This one has a scanner on it, which I still need to figure out like what I can do with that. I need to play around with that a little bit more. But yeah, they're both fairly similar. The Brother is more budget friendly than the Sawgrass, printer price wise, but also ink wise. I honestly will not be using Brother sublimation paper with my Brother printer. I'll probably be using I really like the HTV Runt sublimation paper or the InnoSub sublimation paper, so those will probably be my go-tos with it. So that's just a little comparison. If there's anything else you guys want to know about the two printers, please let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. In my next video, we are going to be turning a picture into a coloring page, and we're going to be subbing it on a canvas so that my daughter can paint. So if you want to see how to do that, just stay tuned for my next video. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.